Hey there everyone. Today I'm going to show you how you can sign into Quaver and submit a Q Grooves Lite creative assignment that I've assigned for you. First step that you need to do is you're going to go to the Quaver website, which is quavermusic.com. You'll automatically be brought to this website, and in which case you'll just click on the green login button on the top right, and then you'll wind up in the login section here where you can see a bunch of different characters and people that are in the Quaver website. So go ahead and sign in with your Quaver name. I'm going to be using an account that I made specifically for this purpose, Fake Student 2020, my password, and as soon as I press enter, I'm going to be redirected into my class. Alright, so now I've entered my class and I can see that I'm in the correct class. So always make sure that under your username you can see the class that you're in. In this case, I made this account for Ms. Gazo's class. You can see your avatar on the left, which you can edit. So right now we're going to click on assignments. Again, make sure you're in the correct class. And you'll see that you have a couple of assignments. So if you've already done the Staff Champion Treble Clef, which was assigned before spring break, you will not see this where it says all assignments. You will see one that says submit a Q Grooves Lite creative. And if you want to make sure, just click on incomplete. These are assignments that you haven't completed. Submitted, those are ones that you have submitted but have not been graded. And graded, which would be assignments that I've already received and given you a grade for. So let's click on submit a Q Grooves Lite creative. And an assignment pop-up comes here on the right with the due date, the assigned date, and the dates it was submitted and graded. So let's click launch. And we're now redirected to the Q Grooves Lite creative page. So Q Grooves Lite is a very interesting type of program because it's kind of like a loops machine as well as just a music making program. So if you notice, we have 5 instruments on our left: keyboards, synth, drums, percussion, and bass, and we have 8 boxes for each one of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and fill up at least 4 boxes per instrument and fill up all 5 instruments. So since there's 5 instruments and 4 boxes, we're going to have 20 total boxes minimum. You can always do more, but 20 is where we're going to start with, 4 per line. So starting off with keyboards, that's going to be our melody. If I go down to the bottom and I see these 3 boxes and I click on one of them, I can hear and kind of sample what it's going to be like. So a very short loop, let's say I wanted to use that one, I'm going to drag it and drop it inside this box. So if you want to change the genre, that was in the rock category. If I click on the rock option, I can see a drop-down menu, or a pop-up menu, I guess, with some different categories: rap, pop, hip-hop, country, R&B, Latin, electro, and funk. So there's a lot of different options that we have when it comes to sound. So I'm going to just kind of mix it up a little bit. I did one rock one. Now I'm going to bring in a hip-hop one, then Latin, and finally some funk music. So I'll put that one in box number 7. So again, I'm just kind of putting these in a random spot for now, but you're going to listen to these and make sure that you like the way it sounds. So let me hit play and see what that sounds like. Alright, so we have a lot of empty space there. If you've noticed, it there's some silence in between. So let's fill up that silence with the synth sound. So keyboard and synth are both going to be kind of like our melody and harmony. So now when I click on synth, my boxes all change color. They've all become purple. So now they're the color of the instrument that I'm using. So again, I'm just going to pick some random things, drag and drop them into any spot that I like, and I'm doing at least 4 on each one. This one I kept a little more simple. I kept them all the same, all R&B. Alright, so now that I have my synth, it's time to add my drums. So just like everything else, pick your genre, pick your drum tracks. If you want to sample a drum track before actually putting it into Q Grooves Lite, just click on it. There we go. So I like that one. I'm going to put that one throughout. So this is drums number 2 from the Latin category. And let's hear how that sounds all together. So I actually think that the synth is a little too loud. So I'm going to take these synth tracks. I don't like them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on them and just drag them off to the side. You can move them to the top, to the right, anywhere, and just kind of get them out of there. So that's if you want to delete something. So since I've taken things off of my synth, I'm going to come back to that later. Let me add my percussion, which are just extra secondary instruments like the drums, things that you hit, shake, or scrape. Let's see if I like this one. There we go. That's the one. So I'll take my hip hop drums. And notice I'm changing up the pattern here. So you're free to do whatever you want. And I actually put in 6 boxes in this one instead of 4, and that's okay. And finally, I'm going to end with my bass line. So bass is going to be the foundation, the lowest sounding one. All right, very cool. So now let's hear what it's like without my synth at the moment. All right, so far it's really cool. So let's see what fits with the synth. So I'm going to try to find something a little more relaxed. Let's see. That's what I want. So that's pretty quiet compared to the last synth track that I did. So notice I just kind of erased the original ones and I kind of listened to my examples before I went with it. Okay, so once you've decided and you've kind of made up your mind that that's what you like, it's time to submit the assignment. So go to menu on the top right, and you notice you have a couple of options. You have a new option, which if you click on that, it's going to erase what you've been working on and open a brand new assignment. You can do open if you've saved one before. You can save your assignment. You can submit. You can make it an MP3, or you can download it. So what we're actually just going to be worrying about right now is submit. So if you're finished with your assignment, you can press submit, and it'll automatically be sent to me. If you're not yet done though, you can press save, or if you press save by accident, you're going to title your composition. In this case, I'm just going to put sample track. You can call it whatever you want. Sample track. And it's not yet submitted. So if I go back and I exit here, and I see that I have an incomplete assignment. So even though I've worked on it, I can click on it and I can still submit it. So I have to launch it again. And oh no, my song's not here. Let me go to the menu again on the top right. I'm going to press open. I'm going to open the sample track that I've been working on. So open that. And there's my song. So in order for you guys to submit it and receive a grade, you have to always go to menu and then press submit. It's going to give you a thumbs up and you're all done. So now let's just double check. I'll click exit and notice my assignment is no longer in the incomplete category. It's now in the submitted category, waiting to get a grade. So it says the day that I've submitted it, April 1st, and then as soon as I grade it for you guys, this category will say the date as well. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. Remember, you have until Friday, April 3rd to turn this in. So I'm looking forward to hearing your music. Bye.